Okay, exactly. Well, we're very excited about this opportunity for our 7th and 8th grade students for the 24-25 year. This is an optional trip, and it's during spring break next year, March 24th through 27th. So we're super excited. This is something that's been in the works for actually many years, trying to find the right partner that has a lot of history taking school trips to Washington, D.C. This is something as a middle school teacher I did with my students, and it has a profound effect on them and their friendships. So I'm going to leave it to Ashley to go ahead and do all the presenting about the details of this wonderful trip. Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, thank you. So we are going to be going to Washington, D.C., March 24th through the 27th. That's over spring break. And so just a little bit about the benefits of travel for you all. So travel impacts students. 92% of students who have traveled report that the experience had a lasting impact on their worldview. And on average, 19% score higher on their SATs if they travel. They hold a GPA that's 23% higher. They're more likely to attend college, and they're more likely to be employed full-time. So it expands their worldwide view, their personal growth, and their life skills by traveling. And so who we're traveling with is the Explorica company. They have proven experience with 50 years in student travel, more than 1 million travelers, and they do tours to 75 countries on all 7 continents. So they really have a lot of experience traveling with students. They have an excellent value. It's fully inclusive with the quality hotels. They provide meals and activities and tour guides. And so we'll go over all of that in detail. So Explorica, the company, a little bit more about them. They have incredible tour directors. They're professionally trained. They specialize in student travel. They bring in local experts to show the destination. And then they're with the group 24/7. So that includes overnight. They also have an exceptional safety record. So they have different proven systems in place at all levels of operations. They have a worldwide network of support, and they have unmatched in their industry. So they have proactive risk management. They've got 24/7 emergency support. They have daily tour updates online that you can check and see where your student's at. They have a network of different offices around the world that they can contact, and they have comprehensive liability coverage and travel protection plans that are available to you. So you can explore exciting destinations, and your child can create lifelong memories and new friends. They can grow and mature as a person, and they can prepare for a successful future when they travel with Explorica. So a little bit more about where we're going and why. We're going to go to Washington, D.C. for 4 days. They're going to experience the beauty of Washington's monuments and different buildings. They get to go to Mount Vernon, the Smithsonian Museums, Arlington National Cemetery. So the tour itinerary, day 1 and day 2, they'll meet their tour director on day 1. They will have dinner. They get to do an evening guided sightseeing tour, and it shows all the different memorials and places that they'll go there.
Actually, I just did this tour this March, and it was during spring break too, and we were lucky enough to be there when the cherry blossoms were in full bloom too. So like that's a possibility too at that time of the year, you never quite know, but that was really exciting. But this tour, I've been on it many times in my life, but it really is profound in seeing the monuments at night all lit up. It's absolutely beautiful, and we saw a ton of school trips on the tours too. So it was wonderful for us to see students engaging and talking about the monuments and talking about the importance of their design and what it means to the veterans. So super exciting that that's on there that first night. It sort of sets the stage.
Yeah, and then if you notice, they do feed them breakfast and dinner each day. So that first night they'll just get dinner from when they get there, but then the next morning they do give them a good quality breakfast too before they go out and start more tours. So then the second day they do the Mount Vernon excursion, the U.S. Capitol guided tour, the Supreme Court visit, the Holocaust Museum visit, and then there's the option for an evening ghost tour as well. So that sounds really exciting. And that's the first 2 days. So day 3 and day 4, they continue on with more breakfast, and then the Arlington National Cemetery, the Smithsonian Museums, the National Archives, and Ford's Theater. That's an exciting one too. And then they end with dinner. And then day 4, they go to the Spy Museum, which is amazing. I've been there. It's a lot of fun. They show all the different like tools and techniques that they use throughout history. It's set up on different floors and everything, so they can go through time as they go through the different floor levels. It's a lot of fun. So what's included is the round trip transportation, the accommodation in the rooms, the full breakfast daily, and a hearty authentic dinner daily. So really only money will be needed for lunch, and then anything extra that they wanted to purchase while they're walking around on their tours. So they also offer some work that they can do after they get back. So there is like an online course that they can sign up for. There's the email address there, and I'll share all this out too, but there's the email address. So you guys can email them and ask to enroll them in that if you're interested. And then the travel protection plan. So they do have the travel protection plan. It's optional for you in case your student gets sick or has an injury or anything at the last minute. It also covers flight cancellations due to a strike or bad weather, which is important. You never know with Colorado weather in that time. And then they also have the Travel Protection Plan Plus. So they've got a couple of different options there. So with that one, if you cancel 2 days or more before your trip, then you get 75 of the fees applied. So how to pay. This is the part that everyone's waiting for. So you've got 3 different payment plans. You can pay in full at enrollment, or you can do automatic monthly payment plan with a $50 deposit. And that's where these numbers down here come into. So there is a voucher for $63 off. So if you use the $63 off and sign up by the 19th of June, then you get it for $1,700. If you do not, then it's $1,763. So that's where the 2 different pricings come in. If you do sign up in June, then if you do it by the 19th, it will be $206.25 monthly. If you do it after the 19th, but still by the end of June, then it is the $214 monthly. And then you can still sign up to 96 days before departure, which would be December 18th. And if you do the 3rd payment plan, which would be a $99 deposit, then the balance would be divided into 2 installments. $300 due 30 days after enrollment, and then the full balance is due 95 days prior to departure, which would be December 17th. So those are the 3 different options. And again, I will be sending all this out because I know that's a lot to remember. There's also fundraising support, so you can post online, you can get friends and family interested, you can have them help support your student traveling. They help you make a whole little page. You can edit it and put a picture of your child on there, and then you can post it to your social media, or you can send it out in your email. So that's another option for you too. A little bit more about payment. The early pricing, again, is the $1,700 with the Travel 25 voucher for $63 off. Enrollment after June 19th will be the $1,763. And enrollment is open until 96 days before departure, which is December 18th. And you can switch payment plans by calling their customer service number at any point. So if you decide at some point you want to switch over to one of the other plans, you can give them a call and they can do that for you. So how to enroll. So enrollment, you go online to this website or by phone or by mail when you complete the paper application. I suggest going online. It's the most popular way. You can go on there. You can see all the tour links. You can see pictures of where we're going. You can see your account with your fees and everything and when they're going to go through. And that's the easiest way to pay. So here's also a QR code, and then there's that Travel 25 voucher code. You just type that in on the website, and it will apply the discount of $63.
And I wanted to say too, I know as a parent, it's like, they're going to be staying in a hotel. How is this safe? And this is one of the things I really loved about Explorica. Yes, the students are in a hotel and they get into their hotel room, and Explorica hires people to be sort of hall supervisors to make sure nobody gets in and nobody gets out. So they are awake in the hallway where the students are. It's a hotel block. They're all together. And that was a piece of security that really felt good to me. It's what I had when I led trips like this when I was a teacher, and knowing that there was someone there sort of monitoring that hallway, knowing this is a student group and nobody comes in and nobody goes out, was really important to me. And I know it would be important to you as parents too. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat. Parents right now are not able to sign up and go. So this is a student trip, and part of it is about students gaining independence that way. So for every 10 students, there's one adult. And I know we at least have two teachers on the 7-8 team who are really interested in going. If we need more than that, we may offer that out to parents to be a chaperone, but it's important that we have school chaperones first, since they are used to field trips and planning that all and taking all of the attendance and sort of organizing that along with Explorica, who have the experts. So right now, parents are not able to go as participants on the trip, but there may be opportunities to be one of the chaperones depending on how many Westgate students go. Yes, the medical needs. We will communicate with Explorica. That's why they have these trained directors. So depending on what the medical needs are, they will be able to help support or make sure the person assigned to the trip has those medical expertise needed, whether it's inhalers or EpiPens or diabetic insulin. So they would just get all that information and then choose that director that has that training. This trip will be, it says, is this only happening this school year or will it be available next school year? We're going to offer this trip every 2 years. So when your student is in 7th and 8th grade, they will have one opportunity to go on the trip. And we want to do that so we can start letting parents know even more ahead of time that this will be the year that we offer the 7th, 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C., and it will typically be during spring break, unless something happens that we need to change that. But that will be the typical time. They are not provided lunch at all. They are provided different places to get it. So usually it's a food court. And what I saw when I led these trips is that some kids wanted like chips and a whatever to, go back with their group and keep, seeing more of the Smithsonian's. And they, can get what they want at lunch, whether it's light or heavy, depending on what kind of food needs they have. If they lose their money, I don't know. I mean, this is part of it, but we can talk with you about that. If something happens, we're not going to let anybody go hungry. So we will make sure that they have the food they need, and then we work it out, right? So the hope is that they learn to sort of keep the money, or they're talking with you and texting with you about what they have, or they know I have a budget of, $10 for lunch, and then I can buy a t-shirt in Washington, D.C. for up to $20. And that's the money I have, and that's how I'll use it. And really, that was part of the conversation all along as we were leading these trips. Okay, you have $10, and these are the options. You can get something at Chick-fil-A, you can get something at whatever. So, and um, they do, like students do take debit cards or those child cards from bank cards, and they can use that just like they would here. So it's a great opportunity to practice those skills as we're leading up to March and what the budget is, or you can give them cash and they can use that as well. Yeah, and whatever you want to do with your student for lunch is up to you as a family. So you could even, dole it out daily to them on the card, and sort of have a little bit more control that way. Yeah. Any other questions? Again, you can email Ashley, you can email me. We will make sure to get the answers from Explorica for you. But I'm super excited about this. Ashley, do you have any more to say? You've been in contact with them too lately.
I'm really excited. When you go on to the website, you can create an account for your student, so you can put all that medical information there if you need to. And then you can also go online and like track their progress as they travel around, which is really cool. Sounds like fun to watch them go around and see where they've been. And you can like send them text messages and say, hey, what'd you see here? And send me pictures. And so it sounds like a great opportunity for all of them. I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen now.
Sure. And I'm gonna give, we see that a message is coming in. We want to make sure that's answered. Oh, okay. Nope. Well, thank you, everyone. Oh, wait. And we will be mailing this out, emailing it out, so you will have this and you can look at it with your family. And I hope that some of our students can take advantage of this amazing opportunity.
Yep. And I'll send the flyers out that I sent previously too in the first email.
Um, well, we'll see. The election is in November, and this isn't typically, this isn't till March. And typically, anything any political uprising usually happens right then. We of course will be looking at this, and Explorica will be watching the political atmosphere. When we were there in March, a lot was going on around the country, and there were a lot of um, uh, pro-Palestinian protests actually happening, on college campuses. And when we were there, it was very safe, and we had access to those monuments with groups. So it's really a family decision. But if Explorica felt that it was not safe, they wouldn't be going, of course. And then, but typically with elections, that sort of uprise happens pretty close after the election, and then, um, but you can make decisions there after that election.
And then the other question about on the website, how you make the fundraiser. Yes, you can go online to the Explorica website, and then through there, it gives you the fundraiser option, and it helps you create the whole thing with all the links and everything. And then you can just share it from there.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.